What is this all about? Can somebody please tell me? It seems like people just like to hear they self talk. In the business world, people don't talk. It's about action. And time is money. Nobody has time for the woulda, couldas, or the shouldas. When you ask somebody of influence and somebody that's a millionaire, a business person, to come to your institution and coach your football team, you're asking them to be a leader of men and of young men. But in this case, you're asking them to bring resources, money, and time to your program. See, a lot of people want the assistance of people that's in that 1% tax bracket, but they really don't understand the mindset it takes to get into that tax bracket, to change your children's wealth, your children's children's wealth. People don't understand wealth. And we're doing ourselves a disservice when we just keep sweeping things under the rug. You have a lot of people on social media and that have YouTube channels that want things swept under the rug because too many of our people are complacent. We say we want change, we march about change, but nobody wants to do the work. The moment Ed Reed steps foot on campus and starts doing the work, it's hey, stop doing all that work. That's making us look bad because we're actually going to have to do our job. Some people are just complacent. We have to stop being emotional when it comes to business. Business decisions are not made off emotions. Too many people within our community are too emotional when it comes to business. Not minus the things that go on in the streets, the things that go on in our schools, high schools, and middle. You have a lot of people that's supposed to be trusted. We're supposed to be trusting these people with our kids. Parents, would you allow your kid to go somewhere that wasn't fit for people to live? It was trash on the campus. We always talk about pride and this HBCU pride. Nobody had pride enough to pick the trash up. And we have this delusional mindset that can't nobody say nothing about us? Can't nobody critique what we got going on? Well, the PWIs, they got stuff going on too. So what? That makes it even worse. That our black institutions, where we're sending our kids, are doing us like this. And our kids are not getting proper resources that they need. Well, we don't have no money. Our ancestors already told us we're going to have to do it on our own. Nobody's coming to save us. And this whole Messiah complex that we have, that one person is supposed to just go out there and take the brunt of the work and the brunt of 400 years of pain and struggle and sorrow, while we sit back and critique, well, they should be doing it like this. She should be doing it like this. And you haven't lifted a finger to help out? You haven't lifted a brick to help out? We're being hypocrites, and we have a lot of selective outrage. We've heard people from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s that have went to our institutions that are saying the same things that our kids and some of the people at these institutions are saying now. And nothing has changed. Why? Because we got unqualified people at the top. People that just are complacent and that don't mind putting money in their pockets while your kids suffer. Because at the end of the day, it's about the kids. If you a parent and your kid is going off to college, you want your kid to be safe. You want the housing to be there. You want the food to be there, the resources, the education. You don't want to be, especially if you're an out of state parent and you're sending your child somewhere, you don't want your child somewhere out of state and they can't get the proper things they need. And it's adults around that are not lifting a finger. They wouldn't do that with their kids. You have a lot of gatekeepers at the top that don't want to change. Also, you have a lot of people on social media with the YouTube channels that are just shields for these gatekeepers, whether they got a relationship with them, whether they just trying to get some brownie points. But it's too many people making excuses for how things are ran at our schools. Again, you can't ask for people to come help, and then when they start rolling their sleeves up, well, the way he's helping is not how we want it. Nobody cares, especially somebody with money. How many people at our institutions have a background in running businesses, multi-million-dollar businesses, have dealt with billion-dollar corporations that know how to go in there and get the money? It takes money to go talk to money. Well, Ed Reed should just give his money. That's not how it works. That's not how you keep your money when you just give it out and you don't get anything in return. And it's not all about the money, but it is all about the money. We got this thing where we just supposed to be broke while we trying to progress. And that's just not the case. It's not going to work like that. Many of our ancestors died with zero things to leave to their family. But they fought and struggled and kicked up dust, and nobody took care of them or their families. It is difficult to help your own people because your own people are going to critique you, and it's just not going to be enough. So I commend the ones, especially the ones at the grassroots, that make that sacrifice every day to try to move us forward. Because some of us don't want to move forward. Oh man, you in love with Ed Reed. You in love with Dion. Nah, you're in love with Ed Reed and Dion. How many channels have you seen with Ed Reed or Dion's name? From people that claim that they're over him and he needs to move on. So what is it about? Is it about the YouTube dollars, or do you genuinely care? Because Dion gone, but people are still using that name. So what's that about? Oh man, it's how he said it. He should have said it like this. No, you should have said something. This is an issue that's been going on before Ed Reed got there. You should have said something. You got to ask nicely. That doesn't get anything done. Our people have never progressed asking nicely. We've always kicked up dust. And unfortunately, the dominant society used people that look like us to be agents of chaos. We're talking about the gatekeepers at these universities and these institutions that for years have put money in their pockets, and the universities suffer, the kids suffer, because it's about the kids. No parent, no good parent, is going to send their child anywhere where they have to worry about some of the things that goes on at these schools. Well, white school PWIs, they got problems. That makes it worse. That the people that look like us are participating in the same behaviors. that they're doing. That makes it worse. So stop comparing to the PWIs because it makes it worse. These are supposed to be institutions for us. But we're lying to ourselves. We don't own the land. We don't own the buildings. We're lying to ourselves. We're talking like we're owners. And then we want people to come in and help, but we want them to do it the way we want to do it. Get your money up and you do it how you want to do it. That's the bottom line. No millionaire, no billionaire is just going to be handing his money out. And it don't be nothing in return. Not a fixed fence, not trash cleanup, nothing in return. And you want me to spend my money? Well, if it wasn't for us, Dion wouldn't have got the opportunity. Ed wouldn't have got the opportunity. That makes it worse. That we gave Ed an opportunity and we didn't treat him right. See, we got this Messiah complex. We want one person to go out there and take all the hits, like Dr. Martin Luther King did and Malcolm X and all of our ancestors that fought for us. We want them to take the hits while we sit back and criticize. We need to get out of our feelings because you do not do business based on emotions. Too many people in our community are too emotional, especially when it comes to business. Well, I feel like nobody cares how you feel. What is the bottom line? What's the tangible things that we're working on trying to get? Well, he should have said it like what? Please, can you help me? We don't know the conversations that this man had with the school. But after a while, when you keep talking, hey, sir, we need this. Hey, ma'am, we need this. After a while, it's going to turn into, we need this shit now. See, when you care about your people, it gets frustrating. Because a lot of times your people don't have your back. We don't have each other's back. See all this stuff with Dion and Ed Reed, it's just selective outrage. Because just a couple weeks ago, everybody was excited about Ed coming. Oh man, Ed, he realer than Dion. He's thorough. He's this. He's that. And it hasn't even been that long and everybody's turned on him. People are saying he should have been more professional. I watch our people every single day exhibit unprofessional behavior just on a regular basis, just on regular conversations, day to day. So cut it out. If we gonna do it, let's do it. But let's stop playing around. You got grown men on YouTube and social media crying and whining about how this another grown man said something. There's nothing masculine about that. And we're better than that, black man. You can express yourself without whining. We're better than that. Our people are smart, we innovative, you know. We grind. Nobody is trying to hear no whining from no grown men. And that's why I said a lot of these people with these channels and with these social media outlets, some of you guys seem like you're gatekeepers for the gatekeepers. You're trying to save face. You want stuff swept under the rug because you're trying to get some brownie points. Because shouldn't no grown man be that upset that another grown man said some cuss words? When I hear our people cussing like sailors every single day. Well, if he would have said it like this, nothing would have gotten done. Now you have people that might not have been interested in helping the school. You got their ears. And I'd be real careful about calling people outsiders no black person in America should be calling anybody an outsider. Because last time I checked, we all on the plantation. Now, some of us might be in the house, but you still on the plantation. So all of this outsider talk and he didn't go to a HBCU, well, we talk about PWIs and a lot of us didn't go to PWIs. And I don't see nobody complaining. We got to get off this complaining and what they doing and how they doing it. So what? We got to start doing for ourselves, man. It's people at the grassroots that's working hard every day for reparations and better education that we don't talk about. They should have the big platforms. But we steady worrying about the messenger and not the message. Too many people are spending time on the messenger and not the message. Our kids shouldn't be treated like second-class citizens because people on the outside already do that. In the dominant society, they already do that. Our ancestors weren't nice. They were nice, but when it came to kicking up dust and fighting for us, they rolled their sleeves up. And I'm pretty sure they had some choice words for some people back then. So stop this narrative that they was just, you know, nice and, oh, can you help us? Nah, some of our ancestors was kicking up dust. So we got to get rid of that slave mentality, man, that we can't kick up dust. But like I said, we got a lot of people that don't want no dust kicked up. So what does that tell you? You got these YouTube channels, man, defending these raggedy schools because they want to they want to get their pockets lined up too. They friends with the presidents, but they won't question the president. Like, hey, what's going on? That's not how we moving in 2023. We going for our stuff, man. We getting the tangibles, whether it's reparations or whether it's the things that we need for our schools, and we not asking. And it's not going to be pretty. So some of y'all need to stay behind the wall and let the warriors handle warrior things. And stop being emotional. Nobody cares about your feelings. Somebody with money doesn't care about your feelings, especially when you haven't put your money where your mouth is. Let's get to it. And hopefully, Coach Reed could stay and bring those resources in because the school needs it. And let's hope that, we can galvanize and we can get together and come up with a plan and some solutions instead of 30 million YouTube channels that talk about the problem every day. Let's get some solution-based channels. Or things will be the same and the pockets will keep getting full. Certain YouTube channels will keep getting money and nothing's going to change. So it's either we change or it just must be the money.